Let's be real. Psalm 73, verses 2 through 5 and 12. But as for me, my feet had almost slipped. I had nearly lost my foothold. For I envied the arrogant when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. They have no struggles. Their bodies are healthy and strong. They are free from common human burdens. They are not plagued by human ills. This is what the wicked are like. Always free of care, they go on amassing wealth. Another version says it this way, but my feet had almost stumbled. They had almost slipped because I was envious of arrogant people when I saw the prosperity that wicked people enjoy. Well, shalom and welcome back to the tea table, my friends. I pray today's message speaks to your spirit. And today's sharing is going to be a little different. I'm going to use a little bit more humor than I usually do, and I do that in order to make a point. So I hope you really enjoy today's word. The other day I was reading in Psalm 73 and verses 2 through 5 and 12 really caught my attention. Granted, the verses are speaking about arrogant or wicked people, but as the title of the message indicates, let's be real. How many times have we been envious when we see the prosperity of others? Example, when we watch on the news the newborns of the royalty born in England. Sure, it always starts out the same. Oh, how cute. Or, aren't they adorable? Or, oh, what beautiful children. Without even trying, a thought always enters that says, those children are set for life. Or, they'll never have to work a day in their life. Or, those kids really got it made. It would almost seem that human nature is envious of the prosperity of others. How true it is when we're told in Ephesians 6:12a, for we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. Envy is a real problem, especially the type that sneaks into our thoughts and catches us by surprise. What exactly is envy, or to be envious? Well, it's defined as a feeling of discontent or covetousness with regard to another's advantages, success, or possessions. The Advanced English Dictionary defines it as a desire to have something that is possessed by another, or a painful or resentful awareness of an awareness enjoyed by another, joined with a desire to possess that same advantage. It's not a vicious or constant nagging or desire for the possessions, but, gosh, wouldn't it be nice? Or thoughts of, what if? Interesting, isn't it? It doesn't say that we want to be the other person, but to just have their advantage or possessions in life. As I thought about that, it became very clear that statement is very accurate indeed. Example, Mike Tyson, the boxer, had accumulated over $240 million in his boxing career. Of course, the last time they interviewed him not too long ago, he had less than $100 to his name. No one said, I really wish I was Mike Tyson. What many said is, I really wish I had all the money so I could take it easy in life. Many people are not envious of the person, just their possessions. Still, somewhere in the back of our mind, we still wonder what it would be like to have their wealth, regardless of verses like Proverbs 23:17, let not your heart envy sinners, but continue in the fear of the Lord all the day. Or Proverbs 24:19, agonize not yourself because of evildoers, and be not envious of the wicked. I think it's almost comical, some of the thoughts or comments people have concerning the very wealthy. A good friend of mine told me the story of how a number of churchgoers went to the home of a very, very wealthy person to do some yard work. This was a $1 million home with pool and tennis courts and amazing yard work. Well, one of the people in the group said, I bet with all this wealth and amazing home that the owner is probably really not a very happy person. Almost without blinking an eye, one of the other group members commented, God, I sure hope so. We all realize that Deuteronomy 8:18, "You shall remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you power to get wealth," is absolutely true. Yet, we often think to ourselves, a little wealth couldn't hurt, could it, Lord? Kind of reminds me of the cartoon of Father Faber. He's looking up to heaven and says, "God, I know you have a mansion for me in heaven. But couldn't I have the mansion here on earth and maybe a 2-bedroom, 1-bath in heaven?" You know, while living in Florida, I heard a story, and I'm not sure if it's absolutely true or not, but it helps to make a point, of a visiting preacher that was going to speak at this very large church. One of the congregation members, who was a very wealthy business person, was going to pick up the guest speaker at the airport and drive him to the church. Well, the speaker's waiting outside the terminal, and a brand new, very large Mercedes drives up, and the speaker gets in the car and off they go. After a few minutes, the speaker asks the driver, "Well, what do you do for a living?" To which the man replies, "Well, I just own things." A few seconds go by and the guest speaker asks, "Well, what do you own?" Not wanting to seem boastful, the shy businessman says, "Do you see that shopping center over there? Well, I own that. See that hotel? I own that too. I also own that office building and that car dealership and that strip mall, just to name a few things." The speaker, really amazed, says, "My God, I wouldn't know what to do with all those things." To which the businessman says, "And that's why the Lord didn't give them to you. I know exactly what to do with them to bring glory to the Lord." You know, I remember once the lottery went up to $84 million. I told myself this is a great opportunity to seriously start seeking God for a miracle. I even tried to bargain with God and told him, "Lord, if you let me win this lottery, I will give you half. Lord, can you imagine what I could do for your kingdom with half of the lottery?" I even said, "God, give me one good reason why I shouldn't win." After a few moments, I heard in my spirit, "Because if I let you win the lottery, it would destroy our relationship and I wouldn't see you again." After a few moments, and not giving up on the idea of winning, I asked the Lord, "Okay, well, how much can I win and still have a pretty good relationship?" To which I heard in my spirit, "Son, don't even go there." What's the secret when you have not been born with a fortune or have not been able to make millions in your life? What's the secret? For me, the answer is always to be found in the Word of God. Hebrews 13:5. Keep your life free from the love of money, and be content with what you have. For he has said, "I will never leave you nor forsake you." Again in 1 Timothy 6:8, "But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content." Well, what does it mean to be content? It means to be satisfied or showing satisfaction with things as they are. You see, my friends, if we can't be content with who the Lord made us to be or with what He has given us, we will never be content with anything else. For a believer, being content with who and what you are is seeking His face. Wanting bigger and better things in life is seeking His hand. And with that, I leave you with this. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'honecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasamlecha shalom. The Lord bless you and protect you. The Lord cause the light of His face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn all of His attention to you and give to you the peace of God. God bless, my friends, and I'll see you again next week at the tea table.